Thank you. Tomorrow, the city of Tampa will take a closer look at how a squirrel and a power surge was enough to collapse the city's entire water system for almost 2 days. But tonight, our Allison Morrow is taking action for you to find out how crews plan to prevent it from happening again. Allison?
Jamison, Tico and the city tell me that this squirrel is just one of 2 issues they faced on Friday. The other was an equipment problem, and that equipment is now at the center of their efforts because they say updating the power system is possible, getting rid of squirrels is not. They're everywhere all the time, typically unnoticed, except when a tiny squirrel compromises an entire city's water supply by chewing through a single power line.
And those are things that we will always live around.
But Tico spokeswoman Sherry Jacobs says a rodent on its own isn't enough to cut off power to a water treatment plant like what happened on Friday. That's because there's a backup power supply. But in a separate, unrelated event the same day, one line sagged so low it touched another line and fried the backup.
One or other of the events by themselves would have been fine, but it was the combination of events that created this perfect storm.
This USF professor of electrical engineering says outages are growing more common with an aging power infrastructure.
It's something that we take for granted. When it works the way it should work, we don't even know it's there. It's only when it disappears we have a problem.
Ralph Fair says it's time to take a serious look at updating systems, and the city of Tampa says it plans to, perhaps even grounding lines to prevent this from happening again.
It was crazy. It was a nightmare.
Laura Baxman and the crew at Daily Eats served 45 gallons of coffee Saturday with filtered water. Other restaurants completely closed down.
It's a big system that runs our town, and if one squirrel can just go and corrupt it that quick, that's kind of scary.
Now, the major problem with grounding these power lines is the cost. The city says they'd likely spend tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that, but they say the cost of not preventing another power outage like this one could be much greater. We're live in Tampa tonight. I'm Allison Morrow, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Allison.